Afternoon, everybody. This is Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks, and we're doing a little episode today. It's going to be my favorite whiskeys of 2020. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party on this one. I know everybody's released their videos that are like this one already, but I figured I'd step up and list mine. So, I have a little dram in here of my number one that I'll be sipping on and enjoying while we shoot here. So, without further ado, I'm going to start out in the budget category. Budget whiskeys, my favorite ones of the year. For bourbon, Early Times Bottled in Bond. Everything you want in a bourbon. It's dark, it's rich, flavorful. Comes in at $26. I've heard it a little cheaper than that for a 1 liter bottle. You can't beat that. I've done a review of it, and it's just classic bourbon flavors. It's got some dark fruit going on. Absolutely delicious. It's a Brown-Forman product. This is also one that you will always find on my shelf as long as I can get it and as long as bottles are available. So highly recommended. Delicious stuff right here. Let's put that off to the side right there. All right. Next one in the budget category is going to be Old Forester Rye. We're going to go in the rye category here. I cannot put bourbon in a drink anymore. I can't mix a drink with anything other than this. A $22 price point. Good, neat, just classic rye flavors. It's a little unique. It doesn't have some of that classic dill that ryes have been known to have. It's kind of got its own unique flavor. Absolutely delicious, and I would highly recommend this one as well. And again, I can't mix a drink without this in it. At the price point, it's such a good value, and again, this is one that's going to be in the collection. Always going to be in the collection. I can just tell you that right up. Bottle's not even opened yet, and it's not my first one. So we're going to keep these going, keep these stocked up. Delicious. Go get one, please. Very good. And again, two of my favorite whiskeys of the year 2020. I'm going to shout out next to a bourbon out of California. This is Redwood Empire. This is my first bottle of this. I have not bought any other iterations yet, but I've heard they're fantastic as well. And sweet, nice on the front of the tongue, just a nice sweetness, some cherries, oak, vanilla. Just very good. Just a serious shout out to them. I'm happy to put them on the list. They very nature conscious. Every bottle you buy, they plant a tree, which I think is fantastic. And shout out to them, recommend them. You see it, get it. This was 34, I believe, so not bad. Nice everyday sipper on this one, and again, strong endorsement on that. Set that right over there. Next, to get a shout out here, and this did not come out this year. A lot of these did. These are just ones that I've bought, and I have. I don't have that $100, $200 budget per bottle. I try to keep it a little more affordable. So this is just it's going to be a little more affordable. You're not going to see a lot of heavy hitters on here, but just whiskeys we all can afford, I think. So that's going to be my list. And my next one did not come out this year by any means, but I bought my first bottle this year, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Comes in at 116.8 proof, I believe. It's just a nice, what I said about Early Times, it's a nice, rich, flavorful, affordable. This bottle was $38. I've heard anywhere high as $45, but as low as $38 is about the best price I've heard. I believe I used some Kroger miles or something to get it at that price, but fantastic. Going to be on the shelf. Easy to find. You're not going to have to struggle to find this one. Redwood Empire has been a little bit harder to find here in Kentucky, but you're not going to have to struggle to find this one. It's going to be there. It's going to be available, and it's going to be delicious. I'll sip here. Still number one. All right, and we'll get to what's in this glass coming up here. Next shout out here is I always wanted to try some of their stuff. This is Bourbon Barrel Bourbon Batch 23. I heard good things about 23 and 21 when I found this at Total Wine in Lexington. I had to snap it up. This one's a little more expensive. This ran about $90, and again, it comes in with just the classic bourbon flavors. Again, it has a certain kind of vanilla and oak kind of merges together in this one to give it kind of almost a creamy creme brulee kind of feel that's my favorite. You'll find that in the number one whiskey this year as well. Shout out to them. This comes out of Louisville, and this is blended bourbon. They're putting some great stuff out there. They're doing some great blends there, and again, highly recommend this one. I hear 25 and 26, batch 25 and 26 are better than this one. So again, if you see 20, 21, 23, 25, 26 batch numbers, get one, because I hear great things, and this lived up to the hype for sure. So All right, now we're into the top five. My top five for 2020. And again, we're coming from kind of more affordable place. I'm not out getting the more expensive bottles. Occasionally, I'll splurge a little bit, like on the barrel bourbon here, which again was around $90. But I try to keep it in the $60 range and below, just kind of where I feel comfortable. At keep the house and car payments going and everything, so we don't want to jeopardize that by any means. So keep the whiskey collection under control. Number five for 2020. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Now, this is not a new release. This has been out for some time. This is the first time that I ever tried it, and oh my goodness. This is toasted marshmallows, vanilla caramel. This is actually barreled in Woodford Reserve's normal process here. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is. Then it's put in a second extra charred barrel to get this very rich. You want to sit around a campfire and just enjoy this. It's got your marshmallow, almost like s'mores in a bottle. It's sweet, delicious, and I highly recommend it. And this is another one. You're going to find it on my shelf. I'm going to say this, the Old Forester Rye, the early times. You're not going to come to my house and not find these bottles readily available for your consumption. So, Woodford Reserve Double Oak comes in at number 5. This is at, I believe it's 90.4 proof, which is where a lot of Woodfords come in, and it's just smooth, easy sipping, good stuff. So, we'll put that one right there. Keep it in the frame a little bit anyway. My number 4 comes out of Tennessee, actually. This is George Dickel Bottled in Bond. And this, of course, comes in at 100 proof. And this is an 11-year-old. This is the second release of this. The first release was the 13-year-old. That got a lot of critical acclaim. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, this is actually the better version of it. And it is fantastic. It is, I have my notes on this one. I put oat, cherry, and butterscotch, and there's this little hint of minerality that works. It just works with it. It creates it's a very smooth and well-balanced sip on this one. And this is just number 4 for a reason. Fantastic stuff. This is, I think I got this for $44, so affordable, delicious. If you see one, if you don't have one already, I highly recommend it. Again, get yourself one of these. My number 4 whiskey of 2020, Dickel Bottled in Bond. Set this one off over here. Right over here. All right, moving some stuff around here. Number 3. This one is, again, not a new release by any means, but this is the Willet 4-year straight rye whiskey. And this is, it's a hitter, folks. It just, it smacks you with some mint, let me see what my notes are on this. It's kind of unique from other ryes I've tried. Rye, oak, and mint kind of lead the way here, and it is just a fantastic pour. Go get you one of these. This runs around $60, and absolutely delicious stuff. It is. I put this in with some Seagram's ginger ale, and it absolutely changed my life. It was like the best 2-part mixed drink I ever had. I was like, oh my gosh, and just hits you in all the right places for a rye. It just, again, with the oak and the rye spice and the mint, just fantastic. They're definitely get you one. Just get you one. I'm gonna set that one right over there. Number 2. This is right around the corner from me here. Well, not that far anyway. This is Bardstown Bourbon Company Fusion Series number 3. Your classic bourbon flavors. This is made and very transparent, which is very nice. This is 40% 13-year-old Kentucky bourbon with a high rye mash bill. It's 18% Bardstown Bourbon Company's 3-year-old distillate with a wheat mash bill. And it's 42% of Bardstown Bourbon Company's old distillate, 3 years old, with a high rye mash bill. So what they're doing, they're aging their own distillate. It's up to 3 years old, and they're blending it with other Kentucky whiskeys right now as their whiskey ages. They're very transparent about that. They're happy to let you know exactly what they're doing, and the product is just this. Again, I'm going to say this again. It's oak, it's cherries, vanilla, and what kind of really made this one stand out for me was it has this nice hint of cinnamon that comes up, and it's just this wonderful cinnamon and this leather, and yeah, it's a fresh cinnamon too. It's like this fresh, subtle cinnamon that's absolutely wonderful on this one. And again, this kind of leather It's just a wonderful wonderful folks, wonderful stuff, folks. And again, highly recommended. My number 2 whiskey of 2020, and anything from Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is a little more on their affordable line. This is about $60, and they have the prices kind of go up from there. This was my introduction. I wanted to make sure I like the $60 stuff before I splurged on something more expensive, and I see no reason to go up in price on them. This is just an excellent whiskey, and I can't wait to try their other stuff. Again, the total transparency right here tells you exactly what it's comprised of on the side of the bottle. I think it's fantastic, and really look forward to their other juice coming out. Number 1 whiskey of 2020 for me. And again, this is my price point I come in. This is again around the $60 range is where I'm comfortable, and I don't go out and I'm not really a true bourbon hunter, especially in the era of COVID. I just kind of pick a liquor store and go there, and the bottle I most want that I see there I get. So that's kind of my technique, at least in the time of COVID. We're not doing a lot of liquor store hopping or anything like that. So pick a store, go there, get the bottle I most want in that store. And this is what I have in my glass right here. And this is, if I can reach it here, Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. I can't say enough good things about this stuff. It's 109 proof it comes in at, and it's regular Maker's 46, but it cask strength, 109 proof. I get that vanilla oak, and I get that oak is kind of, with the vanilla kind of brings that creme brulee kind of flavor that I talked about before, that I just find fantastic. And that's, I'm a big fan of Maker's 46, and this kind of just takes it to another level. I mean, they want to do it at 109 proof. I said, hell yes, where do I find it? And I did, and just lived up to everything I hoped it would be. Again, being a big fan of Maker's 46. I'm going to have a sip right now. It's creamy on the nose. It's creamy cherries, vanilla, and oak on the nose. And like I said, this little creaminess is just awesome. Got a nice coating on the mouth. It's very viscous. It feels good on the sip there. Cherries. Again, the vanilla. As I just inhaled there, that oak just really came through, and the creamy vanilla, cherries, and oak is what I'm tasting right there. And I just love it. It just kind of takes Maker's 46 and kicks it up to another level, and it's a level I really enjoy. So those are my whiskeys of the year for 2020. So I just went through the list, saw what I bought, and picked out ones that stood out to me. And this list, you can't go wrong with any of these. They range anywhere from, you have your $22 bottle of Old Forester Rye here, up to the $90 Bourbon Barrel Batch 23, or Barrel Bourbon Batch 23. Can't go wrong with any of them. You'll be thanking me if you get any of them. So this is Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. Please remember to like, to subscribe, and hit us up on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. We're all over the place. So please hit us up, like this video, and remember to share it with a friend and subscribe. Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. Looking forward to some more delicious, wonderful whiskeys in 2021.